him, and I had to wait. You know how that is, right? That it's a fairly common.
Yeah. I happen to have the same problem. Yeah.
Okay, let's do our mic check. Let's get going here.
Just today. Yeah.
Everything's okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Check Ed's
cool.
mic. He's not even in front of it.
Are we okay?
Do you need?
Yeah, we need to do one. Trust me, we need to do
You
one.
have to check us, right, or not? Okay. Let me.
Okay, am I? You?
We
¿Que
can't
esos
hear
dos ya
you.
los checó?
You like this?
¿Cuál te falta?
No, you don't need them.
Okay, Eduardo y Wade, you're missing to the checkup sound.
Hello?
Wade, can you speak?
Yes,
So
I
she
can speak. Can you hear me?
Can he? Oh.
Can you hear us?
Can he speak? Oh my God.
Can you
Great.
speak?
Can you hear me?
Eduardo,
Yeah.
que si puedes hablar, por favor.
Hello and welcome to What's Up Topics in English.
What's that?
That's funny. I hear myself with a certain delay,
Oh, that's
a little, you know, like 2 or 3
Yeah.
milliseconds. I don't know if that can be fixed.
Say,
No,
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, and then you're supposed to think straight.
Think. Great.
But that's okay. I could live with that. It's only
Really?
only
yeah?
a couple
You
of
will
years.
survive with it?
Yeah.
Oh.
When it's sometimes it's longer. The delay is longer, and then
I can't think when I hear myself. It's
Yeah.
exactly.
very distracting.
Oh, you can't think when you hear yourself.
No.
I find it very distracting.
I could imagine.
Eduardo, sigue hablando, por favor.
Hello and welcome to What's Up Topics in English. Blah blah blah. Yada 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 yada. I can hear myself with a delay, but I can live with this delay. That's all right.
Ah, okay.
That's okay.
Entonces,
There's always a certain delay, but
Yep.
sometimes
You're not
audio
right.
people make it so that it's like 1 or 2
I'll be
milliseconds,
in.
and you can't
And
notice
it's
this.
awful. Yeah.
But sometimes
Whenever,
it's longer, and it's
yeah.
awful, and you know it affects your
Like in the
coordination.
Twilight Zone, right? Like
In the toilet zone?
Twilight, no.
Twilight zone.
Well, it might be in the toilet. If you're alone, yeah, it might be.
Okay, guys, we're
Sometimes
actually
it's-
live on we're live
to
on
myself.
Facebook right now, so let's.
Oh, great.
Oh, sorry about
We can-
talking.
we
Sorry
can
about
share
mentioning the word
that.
toilet on
Let's
Facebook.
keep
Toilet.
it professional. Yeah.
PP.
Okay,
Did I say PP?
listos.
Okay, listos.
Son 3 bloques de 10 minutos.
Sí.
Say.
Hello and welcome to What's Up Topics in English, everybody. This is, remember, your weekly show in English and, well, about the most colorful assortment of subjects we might consider appealing enough to catch your ear. Today, today we're talking about what we have to talk about, the aftermath. The aftermath of Donald Trump's election and inauguration this past January in terms of its impact on finances and collective psychology, also what it all means to our beloved country, Mexico. We are your 3 happy co-hosts. Wade Alley, hello.
Hello.
Here's Wade again. We're back. Jimena Casillas.
Hello.
Hi, Jimena. How are you?
Fine,
And-
thank you.
All right. And myself, Eduardo Rodriguez, with sound expert Yasmin Arias at the control panel.
Yay.
And to talk about these issues pertaining to the new president of the United States, we have Dr. Luis Raúl Rodriguez, professor of finance here at Universidad Panamericana.
Hi.
And it's his 2nd appearance on the show, right?
Yeah.
You've been here before.
Happy to be here.
I'm very happy that you're here because I remember that when you were here the last time, we ended the show saying you have to be back.
Oh, yeah, I'm
You're back.
right.
So he's back.
So he's back, and he means business. And
Better.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly.
we have Anushka Alvarez. I probably don't know how to pronounce your name, whether with a Mexican accent or an English accent, because I don't know where you're from.
I'm actually not Mexican either. I'm Spanish.
You're Spanish.
From Spain.
Oh, really?
Spanish from Spain.
And where did you learn to speak such a natural English?
Well, I actually completed my education in the U.S. I went to the U.S. for my undergraduate and my master's degree. So
Wow.
I spent a few years there.
No, you sound
Worked there.
quite authentic. Anushka Alvarez, professor of international business. She teaches international relations here at UPE and geopolitics, how the world changes, how the world map changes, right? I understand. In the end, geopolitics, we all think about the map and whether Yugoslavia splits into five.
It has a lot to do with that and a lot of stuff, yeah. But it's about who commands power in the world and who's the international leader and what makes them leaders, etc. So
Okay.
it's a very pertinent question, right?
Just very
Yeah.
pertinent question. Just the right people we have here to discuss this. Any questions you'd like to begin the show with, Wade Jimena? Any comments?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm way off camera. There's not enough room to turn these things around. I'm way over here. Oh, you can't even see me.
If you want to be in, put me out. I don't really need cameras in.
But you're the one who puts the jiggle in the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's important. Well, yeah, I've got a few questions and I've got a few statements. First of all, wow, I can't believe we have. Every time I hear the words President Trump, I just cannot believe it. And when this first happened, I told my students, it's time to think big. We need to change how we view ourselves vis-a-vis the United States. And I'm kind of curious how you guys feel about that. Was that the right thing to tell my students? What do you think? Well, somebody
when
say
you
something.
us meaning Mexico. Mexico needs to revisit its position vis-a-vis the United States. It needs to revisit its position globally, regionally. I think it needs to start reducing its dependency, possibly, because Mr. President Trump, as you say, we're not used to it yet. He's very unpredictable, and it's an unequal balance of power in terms of U.S.-Mexico relations. And I think there's a lot that Mexico can do in terms of assuming leadership in the region, for instance, vis-a-vis the United States,
Right.
to counterbalance what Mr. Trump is trying to do, which is not always to the benefit
Right.
of countries in the region.
Not at all. I mean, it hasn't been a month, and he's already amazed us with the surprising number of executive orders that seem to go beyond making good on his promises, his outrageous campaign promises. And one of them was to make it really difficult about commerce with Mexico.
Right.
Right? One of them was that. So we definitely need to. And I've read that that President Peña Nieto has been abroad expanding commercial ties with China and other countries, Argentina, and he wants to expand commercial ties with just about everybody, and that's the right thing to do, right? I mean, we have come to depend too much on the United States. Wouldn't you say that, Luis?
Yes, I say that. I mean, one thing happened with us. I mean, in the last 20 years, that was that our manufacturing sectors became linked because of the NAFTA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the NAFTA was signed, that everybody was happy, so they started to build these links between manufacturers in the U.S. and Mexico. So that was, I think, a brilliant move at the moment by the Mexican government at that point, because that transformed Mexico in a... I mean, it's funny what I'm going to say, but Mexico is now a kind of export superpower. Let's call it like that.
An export.
That sounds funny.
Export, yeah, no.
An
I
export
mean,
superpower.
really?
Yeah,
An
yeah.
export superpower, Mexico?
Yeah. Listen,
Well, thank you. I didn't know.
about 60% of exports in Mexico
Uh-huh.
are high-end manufacturing.
Okay.
You know, like
Okay.
TVs, cell phones, aerospace, cars, all these things. I mean, we passed from a country that export mainly oil and some
Right.
produce to
Uh-huh.
be an export of manufacturing.
But are those products ours?
Oh no!
Are those Mexican
No.
cell phones?
No, let me tell you, they're not Mexican. They are not American products.
Uh-huh.
From all over the world.
Okay.
There are money from
Components.
Japan in there. There are
Uh-huh.
money from Korea, money from Europe, money from everybody.
I see.
It's like we are so linked now that it's very difficult to tell exactly what percentage of that car is Mexican, or what percentage of that car is American, what percentage is German. What
So the
percentage
parts are made in different countries
in
in the
all,
world.
all over the world.
So Mexico gather those pieces together
Yes.
and export them as a
Yes.
one product, not as
Yeah,
part
exactly.
of
Yeah.
them. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And even in some processes, on some manufacturing processes, they come and go like 6 times.
Okay.
They cross the border 6 times. They do something here, then send it to the U.S. and then send it here. So, and one of the amazing things that we have in Mexico, many times we didn't hear about these things. We don't hear about these things. We have a really strong base of engineers in Mexico. We
Okay.
have a really strong base of engineers. So we managed to change with these last 20 years to change the economy, and now we are really in trouble because now we are very linked to the U.S.
Mhm.
So any move in the sense of Mr. Trump wants,
Yeah.
any move, I mean any, if he raises
Well-
taxes or
Uh-huh.
makes difficult the trade, it's going to affect all over the world. Not
Okay.
only Mexico, not only U.S., but a lot of companies around the world.
He doesn't seem to know that.
Yeah,
Or if he knows it, he doesn't mind. But what kind of government does he want? He's gonna mess up with everyone, especially them, right?
It's still very difficult to read really what's going on in
What-
the White House now, and
Exactly.
Mr. Trump seems to be taking actions that are not necessarily very much in line with the interests of the U.S. and not even within government. So it's quite unclear. I don't know. For instance, this morning I read that he had a conversation with the president of China and that he reaffirmed the One China policy with regard to the issue of Taiwan. Taiwan is not an independent country.
Right.
While right after the election, he had phoned the president of Taiwan and told her that he was going to oppose the One China policy. So he's contradicting himself, and it's very difficult to understand really what he is going to do.
Hmm.
That's part of the riddle that we face with him in regards to international relations.
Quite a riddle. In terms of talking about geopolitically, I guess this affects how should Mexicans feel in terms of the intrusion on Mexico's sovereignty. You know, Donald Trump has talked about this wall and we're going to pay it and everything like that, and people are indignant. And, well, that's really something that I think when we come back from the break, actually,
Yeah,
because we have to go to one, but I think it had never happened in history, unless I'm wrong. We had never come to the point where our sovereignty was insulted as a country. We'll be right back. This is What's Up Topics in English. And stay here, folks. We'll be right back after this break.
Perfect
Right
timing.
down to the
Perfect
second.
timing.
That's pretty good, Ed.
I don't know about the history. I think it's been